Well, thank you very much for the invitation to be here. I'm just completing my 30th year, 12 years in the Assembly, and this is my 18th year in the Senate. But let's talk about the real issues.
Sure.
Let's talk about what we're doing. Governor Patterson called us back to Albany and said, I want you to do a 4% cut, cap on spending. And this was what I'm talking about bipartisan, because we did it. We had some Democrat senators joined us, mostly for the fact that they were freshmen or they were in a tight race. But it was the thing to do. People talk about taxes, I hear people say, let's raise taxes, let's raise taxes. I was at another paper, and they said to me, if you raise taxes, we won't be here. What we need to do is to control spending. And the problem is we have people who are afraid to control spending. I owned a small business at one time. Nasty thing, everybody wanted to get paid on Friday. The point we're talking about is we need to control spending. Just look at in December the 31st, 06, it was reported by the State Office of Real Tax Services that there were $552 billion, with a B, in exempt property in the state of New York. Now just imagine that, the three of you. If you took $50 billion off the tax rolls, what you would do. I think a lot of this that we hear about, raise the taxes. What happens to our economic base? They'll leave New York. And I hear people say, oh no, you Republicans, that's garbage. I took a town and cut taxes. And if you try hard at every other echelon, you can do it. You got to look at a budget, and you have to remember that there's the executive branch, there's the Assembly, and there's the Senate. The Assembly never wants to cut. They've been talking about millionaires. Now they're down to 250. Why? Because all the people on Wall Street are leaving. They're going to take up their computer and take it where they can do it. That's not to say that they shouldn't pay their fair share. But when people start to tell me that two things we ought to do. We ought to soak the people who work hard and make a decent living. Now, first thing you got to do is look at how you share the wealth with New York City. Now, I know your background. I know his, I know yours. Think about it. The mayor of New York City gives every New Yorker who pays taxes $400 rebate, plus the star. We don't get that upstate. When we give the money to New York City and we say X number of dollars to education, we really don't know that's going to education because it goes to the city of New York. And they in turn have community boards, and the community boards, I'm sorry, but
okay.
I don't mean to raise it, but it's still not cleaned up there. But when you start to think about it, the community boards go back out, and in your area, education is okay. You need better fire protection. In your district, it's mental health. You need that. In Mike's, it's law enforcement. So sometimes this money gets transferred. Up here, when we say, here's the money for Highland, here's the money for Middletown, there's nobody else in between us and that school district. They handle that money. And that's important. Now they're talking about, the Democrats in the Senate are talking about, everything is on the table. Now, I don't know if you remember back in 92, Mario Cuomo, his downfall was when he took the money away just before Christmas in 92 to all the school districts. Now, school district year starts 1 July. July, August, September, October. Right now it's 4 months. I've talked to 80% of the superintendents, and I've talked to the BOCES superintendent, which covers Orange, and I've also talked to the one in Ulster County. And they say the same message. Right now, they've spent 60 to 70% or committed money. What happens if we take that money away? They'll have to float a bond because teachers are going to get paid. Or are you going to cut out teachers? If I cut something out in mental health, Nolly will be after me with a sledgehammer, not with a scalpel. I have to start to look at What are our priorities in this state? My priorities are the quality of life for people in the state of New York.